A sensation was created on the streets yesterday by the news of a tragedy from asphyxiation at the Pickwick Hotel, of which two noted Indians, Quanah Parker and Yellow Bear, were the victims. The circumstances of the unfortunate affair were very difficult to obtain because of the inability of the only two men who were possessed of definite information on the subject to reveal it, one on account of death and the other from unconsciousness. The Indians arrived here yesterday from the Territory on the Fort Worth and Denver incoming train. They registered at the Pickwick and were assigned an apartment together in the second story of the building. Very little is known of their subsequent movements, but from the best evidence that can be collected, it appears that Yellow Bear retired alone about 10 o'clock, and that in his utter ignorance of modern appliances, he blew out the gas. Parker, it is believed, did not seek his room until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. When, not detecting from some cause the presence of gas in the atmosphere, or not locating its origin in the room, he shut the door and scrambled into bed, unmindful of the deadly forces which were even then operating so disastrously. The failure of the two Indians to appear at breakfast or dinner caused the hotel clerk to send a man around to awake them. He found the door locked and was unable to get a response from the inmates. The room was then forcibly entered, and as the door swung back, the rush of the deathly perfume through the aperture told the story. A ghastly spectacle met the eyes of the hotel employees. By the bedside in a crouch position, with his face pressed to the floor, was Yellow Bear, in the half-nude condition which Indian fashion in nightclothes admits. In the opposite corner near the window, which was closed, Parker was stretched at full length upon his back. Yellow Bear was stone dead, while the quick gasps of his companion indicated that he was in but a stone's throw of eternity. The chief was removed to the bed, and through the untiring efforts of Doctors Beale and Moore, his life has been saved. Finding Quanah sufficiently able to converse, the reporter of the Gazette questioned him as to the cause of the unhappy occurrence and elicited the following facts. "I came," said the chief, "into the room about midnight and found Yellow Bear in bed. I lit the gas myself. I smelt no gas when I came into the room. When I went to bed, I turned the gas off. I did not blow it out. After a while, I smelt the gas, but went to sleep. I woke up and shook Yellow Bear and told him, 'I'm mighty sick and hurting all over.' Yellow Bear says, 'I'm mighty sick too.' I got up and fell down and all around the room, and that's all I know about it." "Why didn't you open the door?" asked the reporter. "I was too crazy to know anything," replied the chief. It is indeed a source of congratulation that the chief will recover, as otherwise his tribe could not be made to understand the occurrence, and results detrimental to those having interests in the territory would inevitably follow. The new town of Quanah, in Hardeman County, Texas, was named in honor of Chief Quanah Parker. We visited Quanah in his teepee. He is a fine specimen of physical manhood, tall, muscular, as straight as an arrow. Gray, look you straight through the eyes, very dark skin, perfect teeth, and heavy raven black hair, the envy of feminine hearts, which he wears hanging in the two rolls wrapped around with red cloth. His hair is parted in the middle. The scalp lock is a portion of hair the size of $1, plaited and tangled, signifying, if you want fight, you can have it. Quanah is now camped with 1,000 of his subjects at the foot of some hills near Anadarko. Their white teepees, and the inmates dressed in their bright blankets and feathers, cattle grazing, children playing, lent a weird charm to the lonely, desolate hills, lately devastated by prairie fire. He has 3 squaws, his favorite being the daughter of Yellow Bear, who met his death by asphyxiation at Fort Worth in December last. He said he gave 17 horses for her. His daughter Cynthia, named for her grandmother Cynthia Parker, is an inmate of the Indian agent's house. Quanah was attired in a full suit of buckskin, tunic, leggings, and moccasins, elaborately trimmed in beads. A red breechcloth with ornamental ends hanging down. A very handsome and expensive Mexican blanket was thrown around his body. In his ears were little stuffed birds. His hair was done with the feathers of bright plumage birds. He was handsomer by far than any Ingomar the writer has ever seen, but there was no squaw fair enough to personate his Parthenia. His general aspect, manners, bearing, education, and natural intelligence show plainly that white blood trickles through his veins. When traveling, he assumes a complete civilian's outfit, dude collar, watch and chain, takes out his earrings. He, of course, cannot cut off his long hair, saying that he could no longer be Big Chief. He has a handsome carriage, drives a pair of matched grays, always traveling with one of his squaws to do the chores. Minna Atan Cha is with him now. She knows no English, but while her lord is conversing, she gazes, dumb with admiration at my lord, ready to obey his slightest wish or command.